Welcome to the new big update to the game. Now, sadly, this will kind of upset a lot of people because they have managed to modify the game in a way that is both good and both bad. Probably, well, this is called Of Beasts and Sages, but probably I would say this is more an update for people who already finished the game once or twice and want to come back to it. If you have been playing the game for a few years now, this is not going to be anything interesting because they mostly added a spell tree that is kind of boring, to be honest, in the beginning. It's only good in the end. They added the caves, which can offer you a lot more challenges and have some interesting mechanics, but that's more or less it, because they packaged all of this with a huge rebalance to the sanity and morale system, which you mostly would ignore by now, but now you have to spend more money towards that, and well, it's going to be a little harder. But let's just jump into the thing. They added the Arcanists. I'll quickly mouse over them just in case you want to see them, and then we'll speak about them in more detail, because I'm not sure how you're supposed to play with this stuff. You can pause if you want to read more about what each of these does, but the summons and the other stuff is kind of like at the bottom, so this is where it gets interesting. And this doesn't seem like a spell tree that you can use on its own. You have to combine it with something else. And the changes to the sanity and morale are something like this. You basically need to eat and sleep well. And I'm not sure what it means, social interactions. But I guess praying, cooking and crafting will be a bigger part of this as well. So as you can see, 50% out of 50%. So I guess the second line will drop. So it will be 50% out of 49%. Or something like that when it starts to drop. And that will kind of be annoying. So let's get into the patch notes. We have a new dungeon type, which is caves. They have 3 variants: regular, overgrown, and mines. We already had those in the game, and you could see them on the outer world, but you couldn't descend into them. The mines look kind of cool and scary. They're optional exploration sites. They're independent of the contract system. They're usually located a moderate distance away from the settlement. Yeah, so usually the settlements will have one of these around. They added 40 new enemies, 6 of them are mini-bosses, so 8 new enemies and 6 mini-bosses. They are tied to the caves, including a mini-faction, the Hive. So we have the Brigands, which will be the ones found in the mines. The Miner, the Scout, the Prospector, the Spelunker, the Overseer, the Raider, the Torturer, and Arcanist. Oh boy, goody, the Arcanist will be in the caves, so that will be annoying because in the caves probably teleporting will be the more useful one. The Hive is composed from the Rogue Eater Worker, Hunter, Soldier, and Queen. I guess Hunter has ranged attack, Soldier has more HP, a Rooker is just a smaller variant. And the Queen will probably produce more bugs, yeah. The Queen looks horrible, it will give you nightmares. The beasts, the Spiderling and the Crawler Broodmother. Well, I think that will be a big enemy. So I think the mini-bosses will be the Rogue Eater Queen, the Crawler Broodmother, and then you would have the Raiderer, the Torturer, and Arcanist. Arcanist is definitely a boss, or a mini-boss. They added 8 new plants that can be found in the caves, and some near the dens and hunting grounds. Basically, it's 3 mushroom types, including truffles and a bluish one, and the 5 other herbs. Meh. The caves will also contain ore veins, which will be iron, copper, silver, and gold. And indeed a pickaxe. I guess the pickaxe is no longer just a weapon. And the psych system has 3 psych states. How do I explain this? Basically, the combination of morale and sanity based on where they are can give you various bonuses. So for example, if you have high morale but low sanity, you'll become a little bit of a masochist or something like that. If you have low morale and low sanity, that's where all of the bigger debuffs come along, where they just give you fumble chance and some of their stuff. Low morale and high sanity means you're just a normal person living in 2025. Yeah. Anyway, you can look at that, but it's not so interesting. They also added 27 caravan events, 6 for that, doesn't matter. Basically what they do to these caravans events, it seems like they added kind of special quests or special rewards, and some of them will be repeatable gifts or events. But they'll actually play a much bigger part of the game right now, which probably we'll need to see what's that all about. 25 new pieces of gear, 7 belts, 3 of them are uniques. And it seems like at least one of these new unique belts will be for mages. 4 new cloaks, they look very, very cool. At least 2 of them look like they're for mages. 4 new gloves, 1 will be unique. That's a very ornated piece of... I'm not going to show you them because, again, I don't want to give you spoilers about the new items. I'm just reading the patch notes, so this is intentional. I'm not showing you those because I want it to be a surprise. I'm just mentioning them. 7 new chest pieces, which look like they are regular armor, so meh. Chainmail armor, a bit of a breastplate on one of them. 3 axes, 2 of them are unique. Also added 4 new dishes, minor stew, doesn't matter we'll see if they're good or not. A new quest to the Manshire winery, stolen wines all is bitter. Interesting. And that's about it for the big changes, not the gameplay. Basically they changed proportions, so if you have a weapon that deals hybrid damage, meaning that the example they give over here is if you have a weapon that deals slashing and piercing damage, the protection will only apply to the first type of damage given. So let's say if you have 100 slashing with 50 piercing and you have 100 protection, it will protect the full first number and the second one will go through like butter, so it's 50 damage. Basically what they're doing with this is they're no longer enabling you to block damage, but I don't think the warriors were overpowered, so I'm not sure how this will work. Anyway, it's just the beginning of the introduction of a hybrid weapon system where a weapon can deal multiple types of damage and you'll not be able to resist all of it, so I don't know how this will work out in the end. Hostage rescue, now you have to escort the hostage to the surface. Meh. Enemies will produce noise when they enter the hostile state. I guess they'll say hey, hey. Okay. Something related to rumors, something, blah blah blah. Economy. Increase the base price for most valuables, which is good because we'll make more money, but they have... Oh, we can sell consumables for a better price as well, but I think this will be tied to some other system. We'll get to those systems later. Added fodder, apples, events, pancakes, can be bought in the Stoneshard tavern. Easier to make healing salve, but we get one instead of 3. Rebalance the amount of experience granted for crafting most consumables. So before you get a lot of experience the first few times you did it, and then a lot less. Interesting. Some other stuff. Now, the caravan. Followers' passive loyalty gain is increased by 50%, which was needed because you need to spend a lot of time just having them around so you can increase the loyalty to the max. Reduce the cost of some caravan upgrades? I'm not sure about this. I think the caravan system is pretty good and this should be kind of like the final prices and balance for it. They should stop rebalancing everything for the sake of a balance that will never happen. Because we don't have the full game, so every balance is just written with a small note on the bottom of the page, temporary. So everything's temporary for now. They distributed some bonuses, yeah, doesn't matter. So the balance, this is where the things will get a little weird. Now the way they wrote the balance changes is stupid because you don't understand anything that it tells you. So I think I'll just skip most of it. Because they're mostly dependent on the character you are playing. So these are the character bonuses. So Gore and Glore for Jorgen, for example, killing enemies grants 5% experience gain or 30 turns instead of 60. I think that's what they mean. Anyway, these are just small adjustments to the characters' unique bonuses. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Like I said, you gain more gold per sold item, but they reduce the amount of experience granted for killing most enemies to better align with reward character traits. So like I said, they made all of the unique traits be more interesting, but they reduce the amount of experience you get, but they increase the amount of gold you get from selling stuff. Again, I don't know why they're still trying to balance stuff like this. Just as the experience formula to a factor between enemy danger and player character level. Okay, so basically, if you kill a high level enemy, you get more experience. But that also means if you kill low level enemies, you'll get less. So I'm not sure how that will work. What is this one? Learning spells will now penalize the backfire chance of other school spells rather than their magic power. But that's stupid, so that means you cannot have dual mages build. But they're not so strong. This is what I don't like about this. Why are the developers nerfing stuff nobody said it was overpowered? Because by the time you reach the final thingy of a spell tree, like this one, you are already very strong. Look at the range on these things. That's a bug, by the way. And then, on my second bar, I had some other stuff. Like the ring of fire, the magma rain. Well, I guess that kind of looks... yeah. I guess this might have been overpowered, but again, you're limited by character development anyway, so that's a weird thing. Oh, so now we have a chance to backfire with spells from other schools instead, but... I'm not sure how this will work, we'll have to see. Reduce the minimum backfire damage threshold from 0% to 5%, so that means whenever you backfire, you always take some damage, it will never be 0. Yeah, man, okay. Reduce the armor penetration of backfire damage from 100% to 90%. Oh. But now backfire affects the durability of equipped armor. Enemy spells armor penetration scales with perception, just like it does for the player character. Again, these changes don't really make sense in the grand picture of the game. I hope the developers know what they're doing. Also rebalance some undead and proselyte mini-bosses. Some of them really needed it. I hope they made them more interesting to fight, not just killing you outright. Rebalance some stuff, some other stuff. Status effects rebalanced. Increase the starting duration of most stances and decrease their maximum duration. So I guess they start at 10 turns and they cannot go to 12 turns or something like that. Keeping distance is also considered an attack skill. Swords are a little better. Axes are a little better. Maces. Seems like, oh, I have to do a double mace build. Well, we'll speak about the maces because I like them. Onslaught, increase the scaling of knockback chance bonus and control resistance debuff, so increase the scaling, which is good. Increase the scale. Okay, so maces are much better. I like that. 200 swords. Yeah. 200 swords. Oh. 200 swords are a little worse. Maces are better. Axes are better. Swords are better. Two-handed maces, which nobody uses, they are weaker. What? Why? Nobody used two-handed maces. I guess that's a mistake. Two-handed axes are better. Spears. Spears are a little better with immobilization. What about range combat? Range combat is nerfed. Actually, it's nerfed quite a bit. Some of them, they moved the range combat here and there, but overall I feel like it's weaker right now. Raise the shield. Nobody really used the shields. Yeah, they're a little better. Armored combat. Okay, I want to read this. Oh, armored combat is better. That's kind of interesting. So, battle force heavy armor reduces the energy cost of abilities by -3%. And it has crit avoidance. No, that's nice. Oh, and they finally managed to rebalance the custom adjustment. So now in heavy armor, instead of 2 energy, you get 3 per heavy armor. And they also have -2% to equipped armor's durability loss rate. This is interesting. So they kind of fixed the heavy armor in case you're using armor combat to have more energy provided to you. And also less durability loss rate. I guess that's good. Warfare, it's a lot of changes, but mostly seems like it's slightly nerfed. Athletics. I would say athletics is nerfed a little bit somehow, some way. Dual wielding. Dual wielding is worse, sadly. Survival, cauterized wounds. Seems like they might have survival. The healing effects of survival are a bit nerfed. Yeah, a bit nerfed. And Pathfinder, all enemies within 120% vision range, and they take less damage. So yeah, survival was nerfed. I don't know why. Again, it was not that much useful. I guess it was mostly for ranged characters. Electromancy, the character I'm playing with right now. Don't worry, play a new character. The bonus to shock damage now scales with willpower and electromancy power rather than equipped with them. Okay, I guess that's good. Geomancy. Geomancy is better. At least at first glance. Rune of Unity allows the characters to simultaneously summon 4 runic boulders. That sounds nice. Magic Mastery was nerfed as well, sadly. Wait, then what are you supposed to do? I mean, I don't understand what the developers are doing for these magical schools, because they are nerfing the ability to use multi-spells, they are nerfing the Magic Mastery, and what are you going to be left with? So, Seal of Finesse, minus 3% backfire from 5. Seal of Insight is just nerfed all around. Precise movement is nerfed, Dissipation is nerfed, Body and Spirit. Yeah, nerfed, but I didn't use that. Thaumaturgy, nerfed. Forgotten Lore. So, grants now minus 0.5 spell cost spell's energy cost and minus 1 cooldown energy for each learned spell. Ah man. So each spell now grants you less energy for the spell and less cooldown. But that doesn't make sense, because you never will learn so many spells where this is actually viable. Yeah. They're kind of destroying the mages, in my opinion, with some of these changes. But then again, like I said, I never played a lot of mages, only this one. 1% magic power and 1% miracle potency for each learned sorcery passive, including those of Magic Mastery. That's insignificant. So what are you going to do? You're going to get 20% more magic power. That's not even going to count. Yeah. Okay, and there are a lot of other fixes that don't really make sense. Quality of life. Nothing. Visuals, lighting, improve and refine the lighting system. So the game will be a little prettier. Oh boy, but that's going to be a hard thing to do. By the way, I have the cheat engine activated, which will enable only the speed hack. I only use the speed hack, don't worry, because I don't want to play with 1x animation speed anymore. Developers also recommend you start a new save file. They said the saves are compatible, but you would probably need to start the save file anyway, to be sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just start a new game. Prologue or adventure. We'll look at some of the reward character bonuses as well. Sorry, this will be a much longer video because I want to
here I am. The character. If I need
some of the unique stuff. If there is a boss, mini boss or 4 down more. Applies. Okay. So if you are facing a boss or more than 4 enemies, they take up to 30% more damage. Okay, that is kind of a Witcher. So Velmir is the Witcher, in case you haven't noticed or realized. Oh, so and killing a mini boss, that's actually not that good. But you get 10% reputation gain and 2 stat points for each kill boss. Well, how many bosses are there? The Troll, the Manticore, 2 bosses. Am I forgetting someone or something? No, I think there are only 2. Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. So it's kind of a good character. He has a good bonus, in my opinion, because he's, you know, He's going to grow much faster than the others, plus 10% more reputation gain. It's kind of nice. Plus he has an experience gain bonus. Your Grim sadly is still one of the weakest characters. They just refuse to give him good bonuses. So, oh. You can use butchering to harvest trophies? Actually, no, wait. How is this working? 10% reward and 10% reputation, okay. For every 3 trophies delivered for the first time. So, oh, you get 5 extra stat points and 10% weapon damage. That's not so bad. And like I said, killing enemies will give you some experience for 30 turns and the effect stacks up to 10 times. Well, how does it stack? This is kind of unclear. Does it stack that you get 10% for 2 killed enemies or something like that? No, I don't think it works like that. I'm not sure. I guess we'll just have to see how that works. So your Grim is definitely going to advance faster. They're kind of similar, which is kind of annoying. They're too similar in my opinion. What about the Maiden Knight? Oh, so you have a chance for a more positive effect. So she's the cheerful Maiden Knight, killing enemies with happiness. So yeah, this is the new system and it's doubled on this character. So killing dangerous enemies will grant additional experience depending on character level. So I guess with this character you just have to pick up a crossbow, get the take aim skill or whatever, and then just kill the biggest enemy you can. And that will make her grow a lot faster. I don't know what to say about this. Her bonuses make her useful throughout the entire game and these guys are just growing much faster. What about the ranger? Make a halt. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So he has a better chance to gain pelts. An experience gain for visited hunting grounds or dens. Okay. And survival ability will give him some points. Okay, I like that. Oh yeah, we have a lot of heroes now. So they change only some bonuses, but not all of them, as you can see. 6%. For each unique sorcery treaty in the inventory up to 4 times. I guess we'll have to carry books around, which is stupid. I guess we'll have to carry them in the beginning. Yeah. The minus backfire chance is not going to be that significant, sadly. And as you can see, it's only for the sorcery abilities now, so she only gets experience gain for the sorcery ability. Yeah, she's nerfed. This character is heavily nerfed as opposed to what it was before. I guess it's fair in a way, but they didn't need to go that far. A complete set of 4 treaties. 2% miracle chance. So I guess she has to read all of the magic schools. Pyro, Geo, Electro, Arcany. Yeah, okay. Maybe that will not be so bad, I hope so, but it's going to be hard and expensive to track down all of those volumes, Might and Magic. Oh. What does this guy do? Magic power for every learned weapon ability. Okay, so he gets more stuff for sorcery. He's supposed to be, I think, a battle mage. A geomancer with a big mace. Utility. He's not that good. I guess the only draw to this character would be if you only use weaponry and sorcery, then he will actually gain a lot of useful abilities very, very fast. What about the elf? This is an elf, by the way. For each location. Oh, actually, that's actually very, very good. You can get 10% extra experience pretty fast. Oh, so if you use multiple abilities from multiple trees, you'll get it. That's kind of interesting. So it makes him kind of like a jack of all trades, like he's some kind of a wise guy, right? Some kind of a wise elf. I like that. What about the Monster Slayer? This was one of the most interesting abilities I've seen in the game. A bone charm, special hunting trophies. Oh, she's actually very resistant to thirst, hunger, pain, intoxication, and fatigue. That's actually kind of nice. Do I want to... No, I think we'll just play, but they kind of nerfed the ability to have a... It's very interesting. Has armor, combat, warfare, and geomancy. Now I'll just take Joanna as well, but so we need books in our inventory and to read a lot. Okay.
Is that so? So he don't. You can also
Played this game in a while. It's so sad when you don't start with anything good. Oh wow, this is so weird. We're on the top right of the map, top right side of the map. I disagree with this. No, I cannot play on that part of the map. Let me start a new game. Hopefully we'll spawn on
So
the
here I am.
upper left.
If I need. Is that so? You can all.
It's not so important, but it's important for my... Okay. Oh, what? Is that something new? It has the good save file. Does it really put you all the time over there?
So
Or
here
maybe
I
this
am.
is the new
I need.
map, but I thought it was randomized.
Is that so? So don't. You can also.
I guess we'll always start from here. Maybe they changed the map as well, or I don't know. I thought it was randomized, but maybe I'm wrong. I want to go from the left to the right. This will feel weird to me. Let's speak with the elder. Find the brandy. Let's get all of the jobs. Okay, so I don't remember certain things about the game. It's been such a long time since I played it, and I remember it being very, very specific about its things. Oh, we only have a piece of cheese. It's kind of sad. Should also ask for rumors. Oh no, we have to pay for that. I guess we'll have to see how this works once we play more of the game. Hey, village elder. I need a favor, I need what? Okay, so that will reduce the reputation because we haggled. Yeah, look at this. I'm just looking at the screen. They only have one faction out of 3 factions ready. When will they add the Council and the Grey Army? They need 10 years to finish this game. It's so upsetting that they cannot really manage their time and resources properly. A woman mercenary. Huh. am I supposed to do with these characters? If I choose spell, Arcanist spell... Okay, I said we'll look at the Arcanist. Problem is that this seems like it does some damage, but it's just teleporting enemies away, not killing them. This teleports between them. This gives you some bonuses. We have to teleport the enemies and ourselves. This looks like it will deal some damage. So we'll have to put a lot of points into willpower. We'll never have enough to... Yeah, this is going to be bad. Derek's shield. Running with Arcane deals additional arcane. Well, this is arcane damage, not psychomancy or psymancy. Oh, we really need this mana crystal. So how am I supposed to do this? I guess I can take electromancy because we have the jolt, which is super strong in the beginning. Or I could try and get... the Ring of Fire. I think we have to get the Ring of Fire. And then the wormhole thingy. How do I want to do this? I don't know, I guess I want a belt or something. I think we should just go there and fight. Let me get some additional supplies. Sell the map, and then we'll just go there. Ooh, $2. We will have to pay for the rumors ability. I'm kind of excited to play this game again, but seems like this will be a very, very hard challenge with Arcanists. I think they made the water skins look more cool. I guess they just look like water skins now. Everything's so expensive in the beginning of the game. I guess we'll buy bread. We have salt, mushroom salad. Well, let's see. I have no idea how the game is played, to be honest. I haven't played in about, what, 6 months, and that was a mage playthrough, so that was even worse in a way. Oh man, it's so annoying when they... How are you supposed to play with only Arcanists in the beginning? I hope a snake doesn't bite me. This would have taken me about 20 minutes already. Did the fog only said... That's a cool effect on the fog. I don't think I noticed it, or maybe I don't remember it, or maybe it's because of the speed of the game right now. Exactly. This has such a small range. Get back over here, I need to kill you. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is supposed to work like this, but okay. I guess we have to try and make the enemies bump into each other or something like that. We are a bit thirsty. Let's... Diet morale. I guess the berries don't give me any diet morale. I guess the idea is to set them on fire and then teleport them back. If it works, don't question it. I guess that's the only thing I can say. It works, keep using it. It doesn't work, don't use it anymore. Yeah, but that's kind of like the strongest spell you can get in the beginning of the game in a way. I guess I could have taken Jolt, but the reason why I didn't take Jolt is because I will not use that. So this is the plan. Well, I guess you already saw the plan when I was playing with Joanna. I'll have to use teleportation. So for example, I will rain down the magma rain on an enemy and then cast wormhole so they'll be teleported back to the fire pit. At least that's what I hope. I guess I should have bought a ranged weapon. Not sure how I would deal with the boss. Let me try this another way, so... I guess it works against normal enemies, but other enemies might have something else to tell me. So, how? That's kind of dangerous. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to play with this. I guess we'll see. You know, only the first enemy is strong. Only the first boss is strong, I mean. What pain are you speaking about? Ooh, wow, that... This... What? Oh, the sellers don't give you that much food anymore. What? Oh, wow. So, yeah, I kind of forgot this part of the game where you need so much food is not even funny. Salted. That was a mistake. What am I doing? Well... I died while bandaging my head? Interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see next time how we do it. I should have probably taken the Jolt spell, but again, it's so annoying that you have so little things to work in the beginning, because if I take the Jolt, that will be from another spell tree that I'll never use, and I'm only thinking about the end game right now. But also, that's why I didn't save before, after I bought all of those things. think it'll be much better if I just get the bow and will be a ranger for the beginning of the game. Have anything interesting? Yeah, so that's minus 60%. Okay. This is a character made to be an archer. I guess this will have to do. I forgot how expensive arrows can be. Yeah, let's see how this goes with the arrows. Seems like everything is more expensive. I mean, I just might be remembering it wrong. Eggs. Oof. I guess we might have to steal something, but how are you supposed to get enough food? Or how are you supposed to get enough medicine? Another big question. Well, because you have the speed, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. No, I refuse to go into there. I just need something with pyromancy so I can go into the magma rain. Otherwise, even if I get Jolt, Jolt is so painfully slow as well. Fire Barrage might do the trick, but again, it's a dead skill. I'll never even invest in that area. On the other hand, the multi-gray is also pretty fun, as it will also ignite the tile. Can I use two Arcanist stuff? No, that's useless. Okay, we'll stick with the same strategy, and I hope this time it works a little. Well, I guess you just don't have a way of dealing direct damage, and this is the problem. Need more. Yeah, I'll do all of that other stuff off camera. Let's try that again. I mean, if they get close enough, we'll have to use the fire and then the staff. Kind of like being back into the game. Definitely the game has changed for the better, I guess, but I'm not sure about these recent changes. He almost escaped. What's over here? A spade and a shovel. Exactly as I expected. There was nothing good in here anyway. We don't rest too much because we don't have enough food to sustain that. Okay, let's try like this. I don't want to throw away a single point, but I might be forced to do it if this is the case. Have mercy. This is your mercy. Come back. I'll show you mercy. If it's what? Oh yeah, I forgot to search for traps. Okay, no arrows were lost so far. Well, it works to a certain extent. I mean, when they get close, you use the fire, but the problem is this step doesn't offer you anything, so I guess I should change before they get into range. Also in quite a lot of pain. In pain, no problem, eat a onion. Yeah, I probably will fail this again. I'll just have to try off camera, and once we get it done. Yeah, next episode will be more interesting because we now just super record. Actually, no. I think I'll try to do it on camera as well so you can see my struggle. Hilarious, what can I say? So what is our bow called? Well, it's not a training short bow. Oh, it's a training short bow. Lift shape arrows. I guess we did lose some. Okay, now we get another ability, but which ability should it be? I guess I should take something from Arcanist again. Teleporting grants one range to Arcanistic spells for 4 turns. I guess that's what I need, but how do you get into that? Oh, what I need is the second level of that, but 7 more points. Yeah, I guess it's all willpower based, right? Right. Yeah, you have no choice. I mean, I would really like to have more perception or some other stuff, but this was a mistake I made when I was playing the other character, Joanna, with the lightning. If you choose perception, you'll get to the point where you cannot take more spells. So, for example, the mana crystal can use perception, but these other ones don't use perception, so you're going to nerf your character if you don't choose willpower all the time. I wish I could choose one of these. So what will it be? This one that might never be useful, or this one that will definitely be useful now? So just shoot arrows. Yeah, that works actually quite well, as you can see. What happened? Did we get hit again? I didn't notice the... Was it a backfire or something? Yeah, no idea. At least you don't have to care about our inventory weight, like in Quasimorph. You can just roam around with filled up inventories. Oh, looks like I didn't get skewered. Oh, come on. Why is this guy so tough? So if I don't... I guess it's a matter of perspective. I guess I did the right things by mission. Yeah, this is a hard one. You don't have any starting spells anymore, and all of these debuffs are going to add up very quickly. So Fire and Arcanistic is the best way to go, but you are so weak in the beginning. Yeah, don't worry. We'll finish this dungeon in the next video. Bye bye.